Now, I love me some new artists to look at. With that said, Rosalia. Let's see what you got. Wit. Hello wonderful humans of the internet, how are we? My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I'm a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Patreon and various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Over there. Now if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special roles on my Discord server, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content like my Vocal Anatomy 101 series where we learn how the voice works, so consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, so this was suggested to me out of the blue. It's an artist called Rosalia. I have never heard Rosalia, and it's the music video, so apologies if I get distracted about the video, but that is just something we're going to have to cope with. It's a song called Berghain or Berghain, I don't know how you say it. Is that a fashion brand or is it the nightclub that's like really hard to get into unless you're super cool? Is that what that is? I don't know. Anyway, Berghain, we're going to go and listen to that. It's featuring Bjork and Tumor. I have obviously heard of Bjork. I have not heard of Tumor. So I'm excited. Let's just go and see what we think. She looks a bit like Jamie King, that actress. A bit. What is going on? Okay, so first things first, I nearly pooped my britches. Lots of religious iconography. There was like a Virgin Mary, there's a crucifix somewhere. Is this a religious song? Whoa! Okay, I was not expecting that voice at all. There's a very operatic kind of tone to this. It's thinner than an operatic voice. Like it doesn't have some of that lower larynx work. Even when you're doing a high note in opera, you're still wanting to draw your larynx down to get a little bit more of that rounded out sound. So it has like quite a thin top end, but it's got all of the other qualities. So it's like 90% of the recipe, if you like. It's almost overwhelming with the amount that's going on in the background with like the choir and then this massive orchestra that's going on too. I'm not hearing like the tiny little nuances of her voice, but let's keep going and see what happens. Okay, so this is a completely opposite recipe to the one that she was doing in the first part of the song. This has a much more aspirate tone, so there's more air coming through the folds. It's softer, it has a bit more kind of a wisp to it. She's got a really, really nice vibrato. She's got a really, really nice way of ending her phrases. Overall, the audio production on this feels like the signals kind of boosted somewhat to make it sound like it's in your face, but then it's mixed to the back. So you get this really strange kind of almost spectral kind of sound, spirity, if you know what I mean. It feels like it's kind of not within the music, it's almost like dancing around outside of it. It's a separate entity. But it's really, really cool. It's quite interesting to the ear.
Que me funde el calor, se desaparece. Cuando tú vienes es cuando me voy. This is
we can hear a little bit of her pushing more into a forward place kind of chest sound. It again is kind of swept up in the rest of the sound, so it's quite hard to focus in on, but it is gorgeous. She's got such a lovely tone.
The only way to save us is through divine intervention.
Now this is Bjork's voice, 100% this is Bjork's voice. There's this very almost frustrated sound to Bjork's voice that she's pushing through to get her voice to be heard. It's a really, really interesting tone. It feels very emotional. It's just quintessentially Bjork. Gorgeous stuff.
The only way I will be saved by intervention.
Now I don't know if you'll be able to hear this if you're not listening on headphones, but if you are, they have panned Bjork's vocal so you can hear some of the words coming through this ear and then some of the words coming through this ear. So it actually draws your imagination based on what you can hear. They've set this whole song up to be more of an experience rather than like just your straight up and down song. It doesn't have a strict formula to my note, from what I can hear so far. It is super, super interesting.
I'll fuck you till you love me. I'll fuck you till you love me. I'll fuck you till you love me. 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 Love me. Till you love me.
Is this Eve Tumor? I don't know what to say about Eve Tumor other than wash your mouth out with soap, young man. Mucky mouthed. Jeez Louise. This is a kid's show. It's not a kid's show.
I'll fuck you till you love me. I'll fuck you till you love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me.
Wow. Okay. That was strange, but in the best way. That was really cool. That was an experience. That was like a meal. An audible meal. My brain is scrambled. That was so cool. Is this the type of thing that Rosalia does with all of her music, or is this like a special case? Let me know down there in the comments, and we can go and check out some more, because I am intrigued. Very. That flew in as well. That didn't feel like a long song at all, but it was like 3 and a bit minutes. Anywho, maybe because at the beginning she's walking around. I don't know. Shut up, Sam. Anyway, if you liked that reaction, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? I don't know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and subscribe if you love me. Subscribe if you love me. I'm not going to say the other word. You wouldn't catch me effing and jeffing on this channel. Anyway, love you. Bye.